Veda, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we've talked a lot about properties that we're going to look at, but by law, I have to go over this real estate consumer disclosure with you. And as you'll note at the top, it says this is information purposes only. It's not a contract. But I would like for you to sign it after I've explained it to you and you're comfortable with it. I need to keep this on file.
Okay.
There's really three ways that an agent can now behave in the state of Alabama. And this just changed on October the 1st of this year. So I want to go over this. Even if you bought and sold real estate before, it's a little different set of circumstances. So I'm going to go over them. Anytime you question anything, just stop and say, hey, what's that all about? And we'll go over it in more detail.
Okay.
All right. The first relationship is a single agent, where a licensee represents only one party in the sale, that which you're most familiar with, where an agent works directly for a client as their fiduciary, as their advocate throughout the process. And that's really why you're here today. You're looking for an expert to help guide you through this buying process, am I right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what it means is when acting as an agent, they must represent your interest at all times. And that's really what you need as an advocate in this process. A second form is when you can be a dual agent, where an individual is acting for both the buyer and the seller. If we look today at one of my personal listings, then I would become a dual agent, but that only happens with the written permission of you and the seller on the same piece of paper. Okay? Now, unlike before when we had limited consensual dual agents, an agent can now still be your fiduciary agent even if the other agent works within the brokerage. The qualifying broker designates one to work for the buyer and one to work for the seller, and then they keep your best interest at heart at all times. So that's the biggest change that we've seen.
Okay.
And the final is a transaction facilitator, which means if you came in here and you're already set on the property you wanted, you know what you wanted to offer, and most of the things have been worked out, then I can behave as a transaction facilitator, helping put all the paperwork together, make the offer you want to make, and help in that way. But I wouldn't be a full-fledged fiduciary. Still have to use my expertise to make everything happen and give you the best information I can so you can make great decisions.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so what we need to know is that as an agent, I'll still provide my services honestly, in good faith, exercise reasonable care and skill, and keep any information you give me in confidence, keep it in confidence. Because when we begin to talk about financing and your ability to make a down payment and so forth, that's confidential information that I wouldn't share with anybody without your permission.
Okay.
So as you see, some examples are if you're working with a licensee who's not your agent, there are many things the licensee may still do to assist you. Provide information about properties, show you the properties, assist in making and writing an offer, or providing information on financing. Now you can choose any of these services you want, but we're going to talk about that as we have to go over two more forms. We're going to talk about our office Recad policy and how it may deviate slightly from this, but just explain how our individual office operates. And then we're going to talk about buyer's agency, so I can become your agent and fight for you at all times.
Okay.
So if you have any questions?
Not at this time.
All right, well, great. Well, let's get this signed and we'll move on to the next form.
Okay,
All
sounds
right,
good.
great. Thank you.